what's on my mind right there. Roll Tide. It's an honor and a privilege to be here with the brave men and women of the Air Force. Now it's time to pass it to Chief Wright. Take it away.
All right, give it up, give it up, give it up. Yeah! All right, all right, all right. Hey, what a great day to be an airman. What a great day to show the world. Yeah, yeah. What a great day to show the world that we are the greatest Air Force on the planet. We're here with ESPN to celebrate Veterans Day, so I want to say thank you to all of our veterans all around the world, wherever they may be, those currently serving and those who have served in the past. Thank you. Let's celebrate with ESPN. First Take starts now.
Welcome to a very special edition of First Take, coming to you live at Luke Air Force Base in Arizona. Thank you to all of you for having us at the Naval Base San Diego, one of the largest bases of the U.S. Navy. We are so excited about having Nate Boyer here. The Nature Boy! Ric Flair!
Woo! You had them going to the Super Bowl. Period. Zip it.
We can't thank you enough, and all the service people, men and women across our country.
Because of what you do, we get to be on a show and talk about sports and have fun.
USA! USA! Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. Here we come.
I have chills after seeing that shot. This is such a special day for us to be here amongst the true heroes. I really look forward to this trip we do every year on Veterans Day, not on actual Veterans Day, because these servicemen and women deserve one day off, of course. And we're here in Tucson, Arizona at David-Monthan Air Force Base with my guy, Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman. And let me say this to all of you. Thank you so much for your sacrifice, for your selflessness. We work in sports. Obviously, it's all about team, but you are the ultimate team. And it's an honor to be here today with you. So thank you. Thank you for having us. Look at this backdrop, the weather. Who could be better than us? How are you two doing?
All I got to say is yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. What's going on, y'all? This is beautiful. This is beautiful.
It truly is.
Let's go.
All right, let's do it. I see a Raider fan out there. Thursday Night Football didn't disappoint, fellas. An AFC West battle. John Gruden's Raiders did prevail. It was a 2-point game. So Oakland, surprisingly now 5-4, second in the division. Here's the key. They're only one game behind the Chiefs. Derek Carr, 21-31, 218 yards, and a TD. Stephen A., are the Raiders now a threat in the AFC?
I'm going to have to say they are. And let me say this in the interest of fairness. Mm-hmm. Let's take a moment to give props to our former colleague here, John Gruden. Mm-hmm. He's doing a hell of a job. Let's just call it what it is.
No question.
When we consider how moribund, how pathetic the Oakland Raiders have been for so long, okay, and to see them now be the team that they are, I just can't say enough about them. I got to give props where props is due. Him and Mike Mayock, they've got this franchise steered in the right direction. He took a lot of heat from going away from Khalil Mack, but look at what's transpiring right now. He placed some faith in Derek Carr. Let's give some love to Derek Carr. Derek Carr has got on us, went back at you, Max, but particularly whatever, being a little sensitive, no doubt about it. Was a little sensitive last night too, but for all the right reasons, the nostalgia, the fans, everything else. This dude has thrown for over 2,000 yards, just 4 interceptions, 14 touchdowns on the season, completing 70% of his passes. He's been stellar. Let's give credit where credit is due. Not elite like some of the other guys, but stellar. Josh Jacobs is a Rookie of the Year candidate. This brother is balling as a running back, a rookie running back for the Oakland Raiders, averaging more than 4 yards a carry, and he's a rough rider. Fits into the mystique of the silver and black. Let's give credit where credit is due. Darrell Waller's been balling. You got Hunter Renfrow, guys like that. Terrell Williams contributing. Not great. They're an average team, a slightly above average team at 5-4. But like I said, when you spent so long being so pathetic, all right? And then all of a sudden, that's not the case. I look at the Oakland Raiders, and by default, looking at the rest of the AFC, Tom Brady and the New England Patriots offensively looking vulnerable. The Houston Texans, coached by Bill O'Brien, got Deshaun Watson. Oh, we know there's some things they can do better. Andrew Luck is gone. Jacoby Brissett got hurt. The Indianapolis Colts, they can do some things or they could falter. You look at Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes has been hurt. He's coming back, but their defense is highly suspect. That's why I look at Oakland and I say they could be a threat, because anybody in the AFC can be had. Even Baltimore, as great as they look, got annihilated by Cleveland weeks ago. Cleveland annihilated them. So again, last point, bottom line, you got a lot of vulnerable teams in the AFC, and they seem to be going this way or a little bit this way. But there's another team that's going this way, and that's the Oakland Raiders.
First, I want to address what you said, and then I'm gonna
Sure.
tell you why they're not actually a threat in the AFC. One, Gruden's doing an excellent job. There's no two ways about it. And I was privately very skeptical about it, but wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
He has a chance here. You thought the book was written on his coaching career and he was a TV star now. He has a chance here to answer critics who said you took Tony Dungy's team and won a Super Bowl. But what have you done with your team? He has his hands all over this team, and you see out the gate they are competitive. And that's the most important thing. I think a Super Bowl could be in their future. I don't think it'll be this year. Derek Carr is showing he can be a good quarterback. He's shown it in the past. I didn't think he was last year. I said it, and I said why I thought that was.
Right.
But this year, he's so far pretty good. It shows you what a solid quarterback can do with a running game. You give a solid quarterback a running back, he could do some stuff. But the reason they're not a threat, Stephen A., don't get fooled by the defensive performance yesterday. Teams can get healthy against the Chargers, offensive line in particular, and Phillip Rivers in the fourth quarter. It pains me to say it. I've been rooting so hard for this guy to get a Super Bowl because Eli Manning and Ben Roethlisberger both have two. Same draft class. Is he going to be one of these stat stuffer guys? Oh, he was really good, but never got there. But, oh, my God, he looked like a deer in the headlights last year at Foxborough. And this year so far, with the money on the line, he has been terrible. So let's not get too excited about a team that's really only not under 500 because the Chargers choked. I mean, they choked. I know they beat Green Bay the previous week on a short week, but they choked yesterday. And coming out of the game now, the Raiders, who again, a game under, a game over 500, could have gone either way. Now they have injuries in their secondary. You know, we don't know how the severity of the injuries to LaMarcus Joyner or Carl Joseph. And this is a defense that hasn't exactly gotten after the quarterback throughout the season, Stephen A.
Right. Well, what I would say in response to your diatribe right there is that even though you make very valid points, the reality is I didn't hear a damn soul up here saying that the Oakland Raiders are going to win some Super Bowl. I didn't hear anybody saying they're going to the Super Bowl. What we're talking about is the elevation to respectability, combined with the question marks that exist throughout the AFC. We have been lamenting for weeks one team after another that we thought was ascending to a level that would separate themselves from everybody else, and then suddenly somebody comes crashing down to earth. We're looking at Baltimore early, and we're like, damn, look at them. They're coming. And then Cleveland annihilates them. We're looking at Kansas City, and then Patrick Mahomes get hurt. But even before that, their defense was horrid. We're looking at the Indianapolis Colts. We talked about Jacoby Brissett and how he performed, but they just lost to the Steelers, even though he went down in the second quarter of that game. We look at the Houston Texans. We laud and praise Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Hopkins, but we lament Bill O'Brien. We look at the New England Patriots. We talked about their defense, but you talked about Brady. So all I'm saying is there's so many question marks in the AFC. The fact that the Raiders seem to be rolling a little bit, I'm just saying anything's possible.
Let me just add this, Max. They're favored in 4 of their next 5, and if the season were to end today, they'd be just out of the wild card.
Well, they're going to win their next 2 because they're playing 2 terrible teams. So they're going to win their next 2 games, but it's going to be fool's gold. Here are the Super Bowl contenders in the AFC. And Stephen A., there are no New Orleans Saints in the AFC.
Right.
A team you look at, you go top to bottom, boy, where's the weakness, right? The Pats, the Chiefs, the Texans, the Ravens. Those are your Super Bowl contenders, really, in this conference. And then when you go under them, there are some teams that might make the playoffs, but you don't look at them and think they're going to go on a playoff run. The Raiders fit into, at best, that second tier.
But I think to Stephen A's point, after they lost Antonio Brown, everybody wrote them off. This team is improving. They've been a nice surprise. They do have a chance to make the playoffs. And I just want to mention, Antonio Brown is meeting with NFL investigators next week.
Know who
so we'll
wasn't
have
a
more on
surprise
that.
to?
Who?
Louis Riddick, who came on this show before the season started and said, look at the Raiders.
Yeah, Mr. Chippendales did make that point. Absolutely.
I saw him on Get Up this morning. We got to leave it there, guys. First Take just getting started as we're honoring America's heroes from Tucson, Arizona. Davis Montham Air Force Base having a great time. Bama and LSU face off tomorrow. Find out why the Tigers will upset Stephen A's Tide in Tuscaloosa. Antonio Brown back in the news. Will we ever see AB play in the NFL again? Don't miss the comments that could keep him out permanently. More First Take from Arizona.
Hi, from the 309th Aerospace Maintenance and Regeneration.